looking to push women's rugby to a whole new level. South Africa's women's rugby team may not be held in quite the same regard as their male counterparts, but this year they get their chance to take some of the rugby spotlight. In a few months' time, a squad of 26 will travel to France for the Women's Rugby World Cup. Despite being in a tough group with France, Australia and Wales, there's a confidence South Africa can reach the knockout stages for the first time.
We're hoping to do great things this year. We need to do well. But obviously we understand there's processes that take place before that happens. But we're very ambitious. We want to actually go there to actually be competitive and actually come back with some very positive news.
This is Mandisa Williams, the captain of the team and a veteran of 2 previous World Cups. She has seen firsthand the way the women's game has evolved in the last few years and become more professional.
SA Rugby has changed everything. They are treating us as elite athletes. We are going for gold in that World Cup. We've stepped up, I think, 5 times, so everything is possible. It's up to the girls that, on that day that they play, everyone gets their focus right and their confidence.
Former Bok fly half Louis Kuhn is now part of the Springbok high-performance team. Over the last 7 months, he's been working more closely with the women's game. That alone is a further indication that women's rugby is starting to be taken more seriously in South Africa.
They've come a long way. I think conditioning-wise was the main challenge for us, to get the group, up to standard in terms of conditioning. And once that foundation was laid, I think the girls really picked up very nicely, very quickly. I think we've put a couple of things in place that might take them quite far.
Well, South Africa will need all of that newfound professionalism in France, as well as a whole lot of luck if they're to progress past the group stages of the World Cup. But if they can do that, it would really give the women's game a further much-needed boost ahead of the new 4-year cycle.
No, certainly would lift the rugby standards in our country and obviously the whole of Africa as well. Would probably give a lot of people hope in terms of getting involved as well. And obviously, like you said, the women's rugby is still growing in some instances. The more better we become, the better more people we get to come play as well. So it helps the game in general. So it's important these girls and us, we've got a big role to play in helping the game grow.
A decent run in France for South Africa's women's team may not, as yet, have the power to lift the nation's mood in the same way the Springboks can. But it would show progress, give the game respect here, and potentially usher in a new era of professionalism. Dan Williams, CCTV, Johannesburg.